Hey, what's up guys? It's Jason. Welcome back to another video about Evernote. Let's see, in the last video we kind of showed a brief overview of how to download and start using Evernote. Now we're going to actually make a note to store passwords, because if you're like me, I can't remember all my passwords. I've got like actually dozens and dozens of these. So if you don't, you will someday, but nonetheless I'm sure you have a few and you probably don't even remember them. And why keep them written down somewhere so you can misplace that when you can just store it in Evernote and never have to remember it again? Just look at it. So let's get started. If you click on New Note, obviously that brings up a new note here. Mine's a little big, but I can reformat it. So we could just start typing in our password accounts. So like maybe I have a Google account. Of course I do. Everyone does, right? And maybe I'm going to need to store my username, obviously, and then the password. And then if I've got a Microsoft account, I'm going to need to know that username and password. And of course, I've got one for YouTube. Now that's one way to do it, and if I've only got a few accounts that I need to remember passwords for, maybe that's the way to do it. But I'm going to show you something even better. If you've got a lot of information you need to store, like me, this would work much better for you. I'm just going to delete all that, and I'm going to insert a table up here. And let's see how many squares I need. I need the account, and then the username and the password. And let's say I'm going to do 3 of those. So in this case, I'm going to do the same thing. So I have a Google account, and my username is something, and then my password is something cool too. And then I'm going to need another account, Microsoft, and then I've got some random, probably not, but I'm not going to give you my username and passwords on things because that's just crazy. You don't get them. So now I've got 3 of those, and that's cool, but there's a little bit more I can do with that. I can add, by right-clicking, I get a new menu. I can right-click anywhere I want and get the same menu. I'm going to insert a row, which is a horizontal section here, above everything else, so I can title each vertical column. So like this one's going to be my account, this one's going to be my username, and this one's going to be my password. That way I know when I'm looking at this note what I'm actually seeing here and doesn't just run together. But that's kind of hard to disseminate too because it all looks the same. What if I differentiated it by making everything up here bold? That helps. Or maybe I make it a different color. Whoa, I don't want to do that. That's moving it. I can make things a different color, like maybe purple is my favorite color of the day. It's not, but I'm just going to do that. And maybe it's easier to see my account names if I make them bold. Now I know what you're thinking. This is really cool, but how safe and secure is this? Well, as safe and secure as anybody accessing whatever phone that you have this Evernote on or your computer. I don't know, but maybe you just want to be a little bit more secure. There's a way to do that. You can encrypt information you don't want people to see. So if you highlight it and right-click, you can go down here to encrypt selected text. And that's really cool. Now, you can it's going to ask me to actually set an encryption password, and then because you only get one, you need a passphrase for in case you forget it. So this is really important that you think about it and you choose something that you really are going to remember and it's not too obvious for anybody to just guess and hack into it. So for this, I'm going to make it real simple just for illustration's purpose. So I need a passphrase that I can remember, and it's going to be, I'm really awesome. Nobody guessed that. So then I have to re-enter it. And then this is optional, but I would always recommend doing the little hints to make sure that you remember what your passphrase was in case you forget. So I could say, what are you? I'm really really awesome, right? So remember passphrase until I quit Evernote? I would just suggest that you go ahead and click on that. Then you never have to do this again. So let's just go OK. And now anytime I encrypt anything in any note in Evernote, it will always be the same encryption key. So that's, you can't like do multiple encryption keys and then share certain encryption keys with other people. You don't want to do that because then you lose the security of the whole thing. So I'm going to select that on each one of these. And now that I have already set my password, or the passphrase, then I don't need to enter it anymore. I just encrypt everything. Now if I need to see it again though, that's the problem. It's like, now I can't see it. What's my password? I can click on it, I think. Show encrypted text. By the way, you gotta right click on that. And then it's gonna show me because I've already entered my key. And I could also choose to decrypt it permanently. If I was getting into this note after I've already saved it or whatever, come back to it, it's going to want me to, yeah, see, it's already encrypted again. So I'm not sure. Pause while I figure this out. Okay, so I had to go offline for a second and figure out why it wasn't actually encrypting my stuff and requiring a password. Turns out Evernote automatically, once you're logged in, you're in your current session, you haven't logged out, it's going to make sure you don't have to keep using your passphrase to see the stuff that you just encrypted. So you just have to log out and log back in again if you want to test it and see. But to do that, you go up to File, and you can sign out of whatever your username is, and then sign back in. And it does indeed, when you like either right-click on it and show encrypted text, or you can just double-click it, same thing. It's going to ask you for your passphrase, which, did I just forget that? Anyway, that's a problem. So I'll have to put that in a different note, won't I? So that's how we create a note, a simple note, and we can store all our passwords. In the next video, I'm going to explain and show you how to create not just notes, but a bunch of notes, and then organize them in notebooks, because you'll have to put them in something so you can organize all your notes. So watch the next video.